What's going on, guys? I'm going to show you how you can get the best start in Ultimate Team. We're going to go over the season pass, evolutions, what to do, building teams, packs, everything. I'm going to quickly go through this as fast as I can, so feel free to slow the video down. But basically, the first thing is you should be building at least the Ultimate Edition for the best advantage. The 4600 FC points will give you the price difference, and that will give you the best start. But don't worry if you don't buy that; it's not the end of the world. But it does give you that good boost. Then we know from EA they've actually told us as of yesterday that the 19th is going to be the day of the web app, not the 17th now, and the companion app then comes out on the 20th. I've got a video on the web app already, but just to summarize, you pick a nation like Germany or England because they're the best for the foundation and SBCs. And then basically you choose the gold rare kits and you sell them, and you can start doing the start objectives like those, put 11 players in a team, put a player in right back, buy a player on a market, stuff like that. What we do know as well that there may potentially be welcome backpacks. They said you might get something a little extra, so open your welcome backpacks, see who you get, and you should be good to go. Now, when you get the 4600 FP points, wait, because don't forget the season pass also costs FP points. So don't go crazy and ripping all your FC points until you know how much the season pass costs. You have to check that out in the menus. And now, if you're going to spend 4.6k, let's just say hypothetically speaking, and you bought the season pass or whatever, there's two ways. Either you can do draft if you're a good player, or rip open packs. I've got a video on a 4600 FP points, but long story short, if you're a good player, play draft. If you're like rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 in foot champs, because you can get far, get better packs. Otherwise, I'd say open the packs and then go look at FUTBIN, look at the prices and sell them. The 82 rated players are the highest when the game comes out. Then after that, they start going down. They start dipping down. As an example from Van de Ven, you can see this is his card in FC24. But if we go back to his last card here, a bit lower rated, but last year, look, you can see when the game came out on the 22nd, that's the highest value he had, and then he plummets literally in the space of a month, and then for the rest of the year is under 1k. So for the highest purchasing power you want to open as many packs as possible in that time frame, sell those players, and then move on. Now, after you've done this, you should be having about at least 100k. Now, before you build your team, there's some people, what they like to do is they like to play squad battles, because you get the game and then you can play squad battles. You can get, like, I think it's Elite 1 or Elite 2, one of those. And basically what you can do at the same time is doing the squad battles, especially if you haven't spent FC points and you got no coins, you can play with like a bronze team, play against beginner mode. So you can get squad battles rewards. And you can also do like the objectives, like, finishing mastery to score like 200 goals, whatever it is. It sounds long, but against beginner mode, you could do that in like maybe under 5-6, maybe like 5-6 games. So that is how you can get your pack started. If you don't have the FP points, you can do the squad battles, kill two birds with one stone as well. And then what I would recommend is doing some of the moments. It depends what the moments are, but sometimes at the moments you do get draft packs. If you do some of the moments, like it might be score a free kick or score something like that. And you can also learn the game that way as well. So I would recommend that. Now, sorting out your team. Now, to be honest, when you get your team, don't worry about the roles too much. So when you go to your squad builder, don't be thinking, oh, do I need to get specific roles in this place? If you want to, you can use a site like foot.gg or FUTBIN and try to find, for example, like a cheap card like this who's got a role plus. Now, there's only a finite number of role plus pluses. For example, in the false back, there's only 2 players in the entire game. So don't try looking for the best possible cards. In my opinion, just choose a very relatively cheap gold team. I've got some squad builders. If you're part of my Patreon series, we have a meta teams for every single league, every single budget, including a what to look for each player. Check that out, patreon.com/NealGuides, if you want to get a head start in the game and become better. If you don't get better after 1 month, we'll refund your money. But yeah, don't worry about the role plus plus. But the most important thing is formation. Previously last year, for example, you could buy, for example, let's say a left wing, and you can move them in striker in game. But now you can see you have something called out of position. Now, to be honest, this is my advice, okay? Don't worry about it too much. Just try to get the players in the correct position as best as you can. The roles, don't worry about it yet, because you're probably going to be upgrading this team anyway. So the key thing is just getting a nice gold team that's got decent stats. At the end of the day, roles are only 40% of the player's movement. The rest, 60%, is down to your tactics and also the players' traits and their stats and play styles. So worry about the players who got OP stats. You should be focusing on things like pace. If you're a striker, like finishing. Again, if you're part of the Patreon, I got stats for every single player you should be looking at. Don't fall into trapping some of these players that are high rated, but they're garbage. Keep it simple, keep it basic. All you need is a good goal team. Now, this is the way that I do it. So when you're choosing a formation, as I said this year, biggest of the way the systems is, be careful, because if you use like a 4-5-1, even for example, a left wing, should I say, you can't play it. So I'm just going to show you an example. If I go here to a 4-2-4, so you can see Williams, for example, she can play as a left winger, but she can't play as a right winger. So even if someone is left mid, right mid with those kind of position modifiers that are gone, you have to be very, very careful. Choose the base formation like 4-4-2 or like 4-2-3-1, 4-1-2 onto second variation. Keep to the basics, what you know. Don't try an extravagant formations, not yet. If you want to do it, you can do it in squad battles or whatever, but this is a time when you're now going to be going into division rivals. Now, in terms of evolutions, now there's so many players that you can evolve. My opinion, the best player to evolve would be Correa, because we do know if you get the Ultimate Edition, as you can see over here, you get the Ultimate Edition, you do get also access to Play Evolution slot. The Play Evolution slot is basically allow you to evolve an 82 rated striker and improve the overall rating with the Power Shot Plus playstyle. Now, if you're doing an RTG, I'd recommend someone like Correa, because he's got already very good base stats, and with a hunter he could basically last you for the first 1 or 2 months, maybe even going up to 3 months if you're in the right hands, you know how to play the game. But what a card he is. So I would say look for a card they wanted evolution with. There may be some founders evolutions as well when the game comes out. Apparently there's some other evolutions coming out. We're not too sure. We've only seen the leaks. We can't be sure for sure. Can't be sure for sure, but we don't know. So that's something to bear in mind. But I would hold on to this. Everyone is saying do it. I would say if you're not an RTG, if you're an RTG and you're not spending coins, okay, fine, go ahead and do it, because that card will really give you that boost, especially if you use the Power Shot playstyle. But if you don't use the Power Shot playstyle, just wait, because maybe later on they may release a card that's 81 rated that you could upgrade to 89, and you could give it a double playstyle or something like that. So in my opinion, if you're not doing an RTG, hold on to this. And then you have the rush game mode. So let's say, for example, you do have an objective like Correa, and let's say, for example, you have him in your team and you want to upgrade him. What they've confirmed now, for example, like here, it's called live foot friendlies. What they've done is they've changed matchmaking. So now in live foot friendlies, so I go here to foot friendlies. Now in terms of building up your evolutions, the one thing they did this year, the big changes in FC25, making changes to matchmaking system. So in live foot friendlies, it's no longer going to be linked to your division rival. So this is a good game mode to do your evolutions alongside the rush game mode. There may be some objectives, complete a rush game mode. Always look at those quick and seamless options and something that's worth doing. Then we're going to go into division rivals. So division rivals, it will depend on where you finished last year. Long story short, if you were in the elite division last year, you're going to start in division 7. So you're going to get a bit of that head start. The idea is quickly progressing your way through and just learn the game. That's what I would recommend. So when you're going to get the game straight away, go into those division rivals, play a few games. Don't worry too much if you don't get the win. It's not about winning. Don't forget, now you even get draws. But just see how far you can get. This is a really good way to play with your team, see what you like, and see what your team is playing. If you learned FC the way that I've taught you, you should be a good player from the fundamentals. But a lot of people, for example, they're used to spamming cutbacks and crosses. Then they're going to find out it doesn't work in this year's iteration of the game. They're going to be quite behind. So the key thing is finding something for your gameplay. Keep your formation simple like a 4-4-2. Build a team like a good starter team like this. Go into it and see how far you can get. And then see what you can do. If you are going to play draft, you're going to have some points. And then what you'll do is build up your team from this. But I would say the most important thing is get a good meta starting squad. Anyway, I've tried to keep this under 10 minutes as quick as I can, but I got more videos on how to start the web app completely and how to spend your 4,600 FP points. Trying to keep this under 10 minutes. I'm just shy around it. Shy of it now. And then also check out my video when the game comes out. I'll have the first exclusive gameplay on Ultimate Team and gameplay footage, of course, right here on NealGuides channel. You'll see one, the first in the world. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.